All right, guys, welcome in. Pops is coming back. Should be here any minute. Who knows? Maybe I'll take a pee break. Welcome in, everybody. You know those old bladders. Welcome, everybody, into the Sportscast Squad podcast, episode number 445. Welcome in, everybody. We have the famous and beautiful Nalu in the house. Recently partnered Nalu in the house, which is absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for taking the time and coming to hang out with us. I'm looking forward to this interview. A lot of people in our community wanted this interview, and I appreciate you being here, Nalu.
Well, I'm really happy to be here.
I appreciate you very much.
I've been excited, and I try not to get too crazy with the talks on stream because I want to save some of those stories for the podcast.
Right.
But it should be interesting.
It should be really interesting. Pops is in the house. Bud Knocker back from his Palm Springs vacation. Yes. Looking tan as always, Knocker. Very good. Very good. If you guys in chat, if you guys have any questions, please use the channel points to ask any questions. We'll get to those later in the podcast. We also have our NFL podcast coming up right after this as well. So I want to start out, first of all, Nalu, thank you so much for being here. Your name, Nalu Tick, and first of all, where does that come from? I know you have it on your site, and I know you probably explained it 1,000 times to people. But where does the name come from? And if I heard correctly, are you from Chicago?
Yeah, we could say that. We could say that. I'm from everywhere. But I did spend a very large majority of my life in the Chicagoland area.
Okay.
But let's start with my name.
Okay.
Before I started streaming, before I found Twitch, I was a World of Warcraft gamer for the Horde.
The WoW.
Targar.
The WoW.
The WoW. Yeah, World of Warcraft. I played for about a decade.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I was in it.
Raids every week, everything, right?
I was raiding 3 times a week.
Wow.
It was my other job. I had my own guild. I built my own raid team. I was recruiting. The Discord for Area 52 for both the Horde and Alliance.
Yeah.
I created.
Damn. So you were that deep into it. Wow.
Yeah, I was all about that stuff.
So is that where the lunatic comes from? Because you're a lunatic and playing WoW.
The very first guild that I joined was called the Lunatic Army. My name in the game was Nalu something something. Can't give it all away. But as everything happens, right? Guilds go under, people move on. So we separated ways. But on that server, everyone knew me as Nalu from the Lunatic Army. And somehow with time, it
fit
just
together.
Yeah. To,
Nalutic. Nice.
That's
I love it. So.
And
growing up, so you were a big gamer, obviously. Growing up, were you a gamer? Is this something that started when you were like a little kid? Were you, back in the Nintendo days? Or is this something you gained more during high school, adolescence, college time?
So as a child, as a teenager, I gamed a lot. But then I hit high school and I was all about sports. I was competitive in track and field. Soccer was my main sport. I did track and field to prepare for my soccer season. And I kind of stopped gaming because I just didn't have time for it. Then I went to college. Then it was all about anime.
Yeah.
So it didn't, me coming back to gaming didn't happen until my 20s. Right. So I had finished college. I was married at the time. And my ex-husband loved World of Warcraft. He enjoyed it. So I wanted to spend more time with this individual.
Right.
So I was like, show me this game. You know what ended up happening? Oh, this is a great
You
story.
got better than he did. That's what it is.
I got so much better than he did.
That was easy.
I became so good at the game. Like I was leading raids and stuff, and he
That's
ended up
funny.
quitting the game.
Oh,
And
you
then-
made him quit? You got so good he quit?
Yeah, because all he
Could
wanted
take
to do was questing and stuff, which is fine.
Right.
But there's end game content.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah,
You know,
right?
whatevs. So, in an
I love that
unrelated
story.
note, we did get divorced, but it had nothing to do with the gaming.
In the divorce agreement says got better, wife got better than husband at WoW.
Pretty much. But I mean, we
That's hilarious.
divorced amicably, so it wasn't like a big
good.
thing.
That's great.
We got married really young.
Mm-hmm.
It was the day before my 21st birthday.
Oh, wow.
He was 18,
Oh,
and we lasted about 7 years, and then we're like,
7 years.
we don't know who. Like I woke
Yeah.
up one day, I'm like, who the F are you?
Yeah, right.
What have I
Yeah,
done?
what are we doing? We're 26 years old and we have no clue what's happening.
Absolutely. Basically, I turned 25 and my brain matured.
Yeah.
Right, because that happens. And I was like, I made a
still
grave
waiting.
error.
I'm still
So
waiting.
ever since then, I tell my sister, I was like, don't marry until after you're 25.
Right.
That way your brain is fucking working. Oh, my bad. It's fine. This is
Oh,
great.
no, you can cuss all you want here. Trust me. It goes way off the deep end here.
Chat,
Don't.
don't marry until after you're 25.
She has a command in her chat, I'm sure. It says exclamation marry. It says do not marry exclamation for
I
25.
happen to agree with her. I
This
happen
is-
to agree with her.
Yeah.
I really
That's
do.
why insurance goes down when you're 25.
No, I agree with you too. I got married young.
Temporal-
Yeah, I got married at 23 myself. My wife was 26, but yeah, I mean, I
You're
yeah,
gonna do great. I believe in you.
we're going on 13 years next week. 13 years.
know.
So 13 years next week. So, and that's fantastic. That's a funny story about you and your ex. I'm sorry
it's
that it ended in
unrelated.
disaster, but it's a funny
know,
story.
He's still a part of the family, so
That's awesome. That's
just-
good.
We married the wrong person.
That's good.
You
Now
know what I mean?
now you have a new man that throws pies in your face, so it's all good now,
That's
right?
great.
I don't even know if I would say that. You married the right person at the time. You know, at the time you guys were right for each other, but you both grew and just.
We didn't know what the F we were doing. It's a typical military situation marriage.
Oh, okay.
Really?
Gotcha.
Oh,
Gotcha.
okay.
So
All right.
that is what
Fair.
happened, and that's okay. It's chalk it up to life experience.
Right.
Any children?
No,
Okay.
Her children
Well,
are her
it's a lot
dogs, right?
easier.
Your pets?
hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
I
Hell
knew
yeah.
it. I knew it. You
No,
got one right behind you there, don't you? You got one right behind you there?
They're all here.
They're all, how
here.
many is there?
3.
Oh Lord. Oh,
But the only one that you really see on stream is Macy because she's the biggest one.
Oh, is that a pit bull?
I made a grave error.
You gave
So
one
which
a
one?
treat and not the other one. The other one's
Made
mad.
a grave error. This
Colonel-
one. This
Colonel
one
wants-
is
okay.
Riley.
No, go ahead for it,
And,
Knock.
Just
Jeez.
Colonel wants to know which one was in the military. Were both of you, or just you, or just him, or what?
It was him.
It was him?
Yeah,
Okay.
he was in the Air Force.
Thank you.
He was in there for it. That's a cute puppy right there. That small one. I like it.
a
That's
biter.
fantastic.
All right, just to appease her, I'm gonna give her a treat. Never do this. Never give in. Don't do what I'm about to do. Ever.
Do as I say, not as I do.
Right.
This
Right.
is just because she knows I'm on camera and she can just twist my arm.
Right?
It's
I know
fantastic.
you want me off. I know you want me to be quiet. I'll get exactly what I want.
That's you're fantastic. So, during your WoW days and so forth, you didn't stream at that time, I'm guessing, right? Because I was looking at your kind of your bio, and you've only been streaming for a few years, right? I mean, a couple years or so, or is it gone deeper than that?
So the only reason why I'm on Twitch is because of World of Warcraft.
Okay.
A few years ago, you could add modifiers in the game to improve your questing, whatever, tracking your stats. All of that stuff was transferred to Twitch, the Twitch app.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I created my first Twitch account. And at the time, I was taking a break from World of Warcraft, and I started playing StarCraft
Okay.
2. and I'm a little competitive, just a little competitive.
Just a little.
And,
No, you only kicked your ex-husband's ass at WoW and made him divorce you, but we won't say you're competitive,
Who said that? Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Not related. She said it's not related.
Yeah, I did say unrelated.
You did. Full disclosure.
But I started playing the game and I was like, man, I suck at this game. How can I get better? So I was on Twitch, I was on YouTube, I found Loco and Winter Gaming.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw what they do and I was like, man,
Looks fun.
this is so great.
Yeah.
I want to do that.
Yeah.
So I created my Twitch account, and as of December 2017, I was a Twitch streamer.
Now,
Nice.
now, did you start streaming those types of games? Because obviously you're big into marbles. Now, how did you find marbles and how did
Corey's home.
Oh, the pie in the face. Let's go, Corey.
No pies. No pies.
How did you find marbles then? How did you come into it? And did you start streaming WoW and stuff like that and just found that it was a little tougher to build an audience, or how did you convert over?
I actually, my story, my journey is a little bit different from most people starting out. I had a community established kind of already, not in the magnitude that I have now,
Right.
but that community helped me get to affiliate within a few weeks. So I started streaming World of Warcraft, and the idea behind that was I had a raid team. It had X amount of people in it, so the guild was obviously much bigger than the team.
Right.
And I wanted to be inclusive. I wanted everyone to be able to participate in terms of watching what we do. Maybe they could be raiders too. We don't know. And so I started streaming our raids, our kills, and then mythic pluses, and then I did viewer keys and stuff like that. Like if you watch Nagura, she was great. Corey's handing me food. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. Was it Chick-fil-A? I saw those fries. Are they waffle fries?
Yeah, it was Chick-fil-A.
I saw the waffle fries. I know. It was fantastic. It was fantastic.
I told him about, so sidebar. I was eating these during stream.
We've done those.
I decided to do those.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a mistake for everyone involved. And I ate dead fish, spoiled milk.
Ooh. There's dog food in there too, right? There's a dog.
I put that one back. I didn't want to risk it. I was like, dog food, chocolate pudding. I'm gonna put you right back. I don't want it.
I'm gonna put you right back.
So I put that one back into the thing. So I text Corey. I was like, I don't feel good. Bring me food. So there it is.
Okay. Well, no problem. I eat on street. Don't worry about it. You gotta eat. You gotta eat.
I absolutely will not.
Yeah.
Because I'm weird. And
There are no awkward moments on this.
Rotten egg. I had rotten egg. Ooh.
Yeah, we've never done. My dad's never twerked on stream before. It never happened. All right. No.
Nice.
Well, you know, what do you find now? Obviously, we're coming from a little bit two different areas. We came up through the radio podcasting scene 12 years ago, and that's how we've kind of made our name. You on the other hand, just being a female in general, my wife was kind of interested as well. You know, what is it? Have you found what's the most difficult thing you found in some of the easier things being a female streamer coming into a world that I wouldn't say it's male dominated, but some of the bigger streamers are male out there,
absolutely
right?
Male-dominated.
And women streamers sometimes get the foul look. Maybe she's a whatever streamer you want to whatever you I don't know what the word is to say, but one of those one of those exactly. Yeah. How did you find yourself coming into the world being a female? How have you found it over the few years?
So I would say the first week that I started streaming, I realized that I needed to take links away because people were posting dick pics in my chat.
Really?
Yep.
Wow. See, as a male, it's so hard for me to fathom that. Like, really? Like, why? Like, what are you doing? Do you think that she's going to call you after she sees it? Like, I don't understand.
I don't know, but I had to take that away because it happened a lot.
Yeah.
I would say the thing, I think this happens with any streamer, to be honest. I don't really like to separate myself from other streamers based on my gender, because there's good and bad in everything, right? There is a perception that because you're a female, especially if you are an attractive female, that you will get more subs, you will get more views and biddies, which may be true, but that doesn't mean that those individuals are part of the core community, right? Have I gotten views because I'm an attractive female? Absolutely. But that doesn't mean that those people are actual community members. Do you know?
No, I know what you're saying. Like we've built ours where, you know, I would say a lot of our subs, 90% of our subs feel like family. They're people that we know on a basis. In our Discord, we're communicating back and forth. I know what you're saying, like that. Those people could sub to that channel or that girl, but they really, do you want that sense of community? Like, I totally get what you're saying with that. Yeah.
I was dating an individual when I first started streaming, and this individual told me I needed to wear low-cut shirts.
Huh.
Whoa.
Really? He even bought me shirts to wear on stream. I was like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
And he goes, but you will get more views. I was like, I don't care about that, right? Because when I first started, it wasn't about becoming partner. It wasn't about the views. It wasn't about the subs. But I also knew, because I'm a female outside of Twitch, that that's not the type of
person you want following you. That's that's the kind of person. They're only following you because you're showing cleavage. Well, that's not what I'm here for.
Yeah.
And
you know, take it serious, for God's sakes.
And I even wore my glasses because I was like, I'm going to be the most unattractive in the season.
You just go the complete opposite way. Go pigtails. I'm going to go retainer, glasses, a whole 9 yards.
and I had a few people just ask me, they're like, why are you wearing your glasses? I'm like, I don't know. I feel like I have to wear my glasses, and I did. It wasn't until I came back this year in 2020 that I got rid of my glasses. But I normally don't wear my glasses when I'm gaming, right? Because the glare But for whatever reason, I think it had to do with this individual trying to make me more attractive. I was like, I'm not going to be so ugly.
Right.
And
go the other way.
Still going to come around.
That's got to feel empowering, though, that you did it in your own way. You didn't have to go that direction. You've built something that's really true, very concrete. And the lunatics that are just amazing people. I mean, that's got to feel very good at coming, you know, and going through what you did.
Yeah, and I honestly, the community as a whole, I feel really protected. You know, there are rare times, right? Because I've hit numbers, I am partnered, that I'm going to get those individuals that are mean. Right. That are like, show us boobs, you know? But when and if that happens, I almost never see it. One, because I'm bad at reading chat, but that's besides the point.
You and Knocker are the same. Don't worry, you and Knocker are the same.
The real thing is that most of the time, the mods catch it instantly and it's gone.
Yeah.
You know, and depending on, I don't really like banning people, right? Because you never really know what is really motivating someone to misbehave.
That's a good point. Yeah.
I've always preferred to timing them out.
Yeah, it could be a drunken night where they just said something stupid they didn't mean to, you know. Yeah.
And before Twitch updated, Twitch updated their timing outs, you could time out someone for like a year.
Oh, really? I didn't know that at all. I didn't know that at all. Yeah.
So when I used to mod for some of my other female streamers, I literally just like keyboard numbers. However many numbers it would let me, and I'm like, see you in 3 years. Yeah. You know?
Yeah.
But obviously they've changed that. It's now only 2 weeks. But I feel like they probably won't come back.
Yeah.
They probably never followed you to begin with.
Right.
And
true that, yeah.
And, you know, I prefer timing out, but they've taken away my joy.
Yeah, but you made a really good point, though. It's something about how you feel protected, though. It's the same thing I kind of feel with my dad when he streams, is that our community, I really never have to worry about him having to deal with something in chat or dealing something with the community, because not only do the mods take care of it if it is there, but it usually doesn't happen because it just the community itself they govern themselves basically. They you know what I mean? They're not going to allow for that to be in chat. They'll come as a group as one, be like, hey, we don't allow this.
Yep.
If you don't stop, you're out of here.
Before.
Yeah.
We don't need. I don't really even need to tell my mods to make an action. They decide for themselves, and I trust them.
Exactly.
And for the times that an individual really is unruly, the community just like pushes them out the door.
Right.
Sure.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, they're like, this is not the stream for you. You've entered the wrong zone. You know, just go back to nowhere.
Yeah.
And initially that's kind of the type of community I wanted. Right. You asked me earlier how I found marbles, and it was through Jamie.
Was it so? Did you just go to marbles on stream as a category and just look at this game, or he found? How did you come across it? Because you're just one of the biggest marble streamers now, and it's just like I just found Jamie.
No, so he and I knew each other before marbles.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Okay, cool.
We met through a follow for follow.
Not one of those on Twitter. No.
But here's the thing. He and I and a small group of people, we actually utilized this community the way that I hope it was intended.
It was intended, right.
Which is not follow for follow or sub for sub, like the
whatever it is. Yeah, I gotcha.
We actually followed the individual, went to their channel, and hung out with them. If we liked them,
cool.
we stayed. If we didn't like them, we unfollowed.
Right. I gotcha.
Right. So and we actually became friends during that time.
Oh, that's awesome.
For a short time, I was a moderator in his channel. I had modded him in my channel, and we just became friends. And he found marbles through one of his viewers, Fishy Woot.
Okay.
And because I was moderating for his channel at the time, I was there pretty much every stream.
Right.
And I remember him telling me, he's like, no, just type out !play. I'm like, nah, I don't feel like paying attention. Like, I was just focused on chat.
Yeah.
Right? Because I didn't understand that you literally do nothing.
Yeah, you do nothing. Yeah, that's why my 62-year-old father can play it right now.
Perfect for me. I don't have to do it.
Right.
It's all RNG.
So, like, I low-key was just watching for, like, 2 streams. I'm like, how can I be good at this, right? Because I'm like, there's got to be a way that I can be a winner.
Something to this, right? Yeah.
Right? Because I'm competitive. A little bit. And so finally, Jamie is just like, so help me, Nalu, if you don't type in !play right now, our friendship is on the line. I'm like, fine. So I typed it out, and I was in, and I think he was streaming it for a week, and then the next week I started streaming it, fell in love. Because it's very different from gaming.
Yes.
Because
absolutely.
Even though there's camera work and I still suck at it, you have a different level of interaction with your chat.
Uh-huh.
Absolutely.
It's why we fell in love with it being podcast hosts and radio hosts, is because it's almost having like a live podcast every day with a little bit of community gaming thrown in. You know, that's basically what it is, which is great.
Yeah, it's like just chatting with like the game in the background.
There's something else there, but it's just exactly. You can win some marble races and this cool colorful balls, but let's just talk for 4 hours.
That was the biggest transition, was the fact that when I first started streaming, I was streaming for 10, 12-hour, 15-hour streams. And with marbles, you can't do that. It's you're talking constantly.
Yeah.
My voice was going out.
Yeah.
And I have this thing about eating on stream.
Oh, me too. I hate it. It's so funny. Me too. I can't. I've done it, but I hate it. I feel so unprofessional. And us coming from podcast and radio, not to eat on the air. Like, that's the one thing you don't do is crunch your mouth. And I'm over here eating burgers. You're over there Chick-fil-A. It's all over the place,
Yeah, I feel weird. I don't know what it is.
I'm with you.
My moderators even created a command to encouraged me to eat, and I'm like, I'm ignoring that.
Well, you said you said about
That's
these,
like me and water. That's like me and the water command. Drink water.
Yeah, Knocker
Huh?
gets pissed at
What?
Streamlabs when a drink water command's like, shut up, Streamlabs, don't tell me what to
Just leave me alone.
do. Exactly. Well, you said
That's a week ago, but hey,
Yeah.
that's another story.
what's interesting though, what you said about streaming for that long, and people have asked me before, how long should I stream? Is this how long should you go? And my dad right there, he's done 10 to 12 hours before, but he's found that you get to those last few hours and you're really just hurting yourself at that point. You really are. You're hurting your health. You're like you said, you're kind of probably dragging on things that you shouldn't. I think what is to you for me? I think a good 5-6 hours tops is a good stream for me.
It depends on what you're trying to do with your stream.
Yeah.
When I decided I wanted partnership, I completely changed everything. I went from streaming marbles without an end. We would do like 80 races,
That's
60
crazy.
races.
Yeah.
But when I decided partnership, I changed it.
Okay.
I streamed 3 to 4 hours firm. Maybe there was like a 5-hour stream, give or take there.
Right.
I would only stream 3 times a week, and maybe the next week it was 4 times a week. Because when it comes to marbles, you can count on the grinders. Right?
Oh, yes.
But that's
Right.
not enough growth. You need to bring in new people, and the new people are not grinders.
Yep.
They're not going to sit there until you get the check mark. You know what I mean?
No, I totally
So-
get you on there. Yeah, and the grinders, they're great. They're fantastic. There's so much appreciation for them, but
They're core.
They are core. But the interactive that you get from the normal marbles player is fantastic, and that's what I appreciate is the chat and chat listening to everybody. But also what you brought up and you say, Knocker, do you have a question real quick?
Well, I just say you've also kind of, I have found, doing the 10, 11, 12-hour streams on the Wednesdays when I first started out, we want to be top 20 and all that, but, you also have to stop and think about your mods. I mean, they're there
Yes.
with you. They have families, they have lives, they've got things to do, and you're not abusing them, but still it's, you have to respect them and respect their time. Also, you don't want them to lose their enthusiasm for being part of your stream and being part of your community also. So yeah, it's a fine line to find that
groove.
hour break off. It really is.
It is. Yeah, you talked about Nalu and you're with. Are you remarried or is this your boyfriend that you're with? Boyfriend. Okay, just want to make sure. Now I find it.
Thanks. Just kidding.
Don't put him on the spot right now. As we see a pie come in through the side of the camera right now. We talked about having a schedule, and you found that as you became partner and trying to develop this sticking to what you're going to do. Have you found it hard to balance personal life and streaming life at the same time? Because I have a full-time job myself. I have my wife and my daughter, and I'm trying to give as much as I can to the stream, but also to them at the same time. Have you found it hard to do that? Is there a trick to it, or
Yes. Yeah. Well, I have that obsessive, competitive type of personality.
I love how brutally honest you are about yourself right now. I really do.
So like
anyone that's running track to prepare for soccer is ultra competitive.
Yeah,
I'm
no
sorry.
shit. Anyone that's running cross country before soccer season has got some competitive issues.
Yes, I wanted to be the best, and I was.
Let's go.
Okay. Anyway, moving forward. I definitely still struggle with that. Corey actually helped me kind of cut down on access time, because what was happening is that my preferred hours are like late night. But you're right. Some of my mods just have lives.
Yeah.
They have
different time zones, or they're in different time zones. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it was great that he was there, because I've actually found a time frame that works well for me, for my personality, and for the mod team. I honestly feel like every streamer struggles with this, because me in particular, I want to make everyone proud.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sorry, I told people to play with the lights.
Oh, it's okay. I like it. It's one of my favorite parts. I like it.
So, but it did take a hit. Corey had to remind me, and we've gotten into arguments about the streaming because sometimes you forget that there's stuff outside of the stream.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't just mean when the lights are on. I mean, when you're off stream, I was still working. I was still networking.
Yep.
And a lot of people don't see that as working, but I was working the entire day. I have my phone on me to the point where it dies, and I'm like, all right, well, it's bedtime.
Yeah. Okay, guess my day's over now. The juice is gone. But that's funny you bring that up, because I think that's the one part with me, and I've had talks with my wife about, is my brain doesn't go off. I'm always thinking about the next move. What's the next thing to do? What can I build? What can I make different? What can I improve? And once like you said, once the lights are on here, yeah, we're doing this, but there's so much that off the lights that you have to do, from the social media to planning different days, what you're going to do, planning different streams, being out there, cutting videos, making hype videos, making this, making that. There's a lot
to videos. I suck.
Yeah. But and like same thing with Knocker, say there's just like, there's so much outside of it to do that it does. You got to be able to, and she's helped me with this as well, and it's gotten better over time, is where you got to step away for me. Like, I take a couple days off during the week where, luckily I have my dad to stream to keep the channel going, but I really I just took a vacation this last week for 4 days, and I literally didn't look at my phone for 4 days. I turned off. That's pretty good. Yeah, it was really weird. I'm not gonna admit it was hard at times, because you're sitting there maybe on the beach, like, oh, I'll just check Twitter, or I'll just go and check Instagram, like, because it's so easy.
That is me.
Yeah, it's just so easy.
Discord.
But Discord knows I'm gone, but let me just pop in and say, how's everyone doing? Like, no, I just step away and do it. And I think that's the hardest part about streaming and trying to grow, as we are trying to grow, is stepping away and finding that personal time for yourself and your family,
It's important.
I'm trying to do that too, because I walk around, like you said, Nalo. I'll go to this stream and that stream just to let them know I'm there and I'm here and networking and trying to build, pop in and pop there. And Wendy's like, you have that stupid earplug in your ear all day long.
No.
I try talking to you and you just keep going, what? Take the goddamn earplug out of your ear and talk to me.
Maybe you'll hear me.
Yeah.
Maybe we can have a conversation. But honey, I'm working. I'm networking. I'm trying to build an audience.
Yeah.
Take it out of your ear.
Yeah.
It's a fine line. It's very hard to walk, because you want to be successful. You want so bad, like you said, competitive. You want to be successful. You want to make it work, and it takes work to make it work.
And it's almost like sometimes I consider streaming, and not in a bad way, but it's almost a drug to me, because there's times where, like, I won't, like, that 4 days where I didn't stream, I was so itching to get back to streaming. I felt like I hadn't had my drug for 4 days, and it and it's like, I need to get back on. It's because for me, I think it's a release too, because I'm at work, I'm in an office, I do office work all day.
Absolutely.
And for me to get on here, listen to some of my favorite music, dance around, as you guys know, I do a lot of crazy shit too, as well, like as you do. And and it's just, it's a release. It's a release for me. I mean, I had a whole mohawk on the other day and piercings all over my face. Yeah. So it's a fine line to do that. Now, congratulations again on the partnership. I want to say congratulations. Is that something that you were striving for? Is that something maybe just kind of developed and came about over time? Or is that something you kind of sought after here?
So I didn't start streaming with the end goal being partnership.
Okay.
I wanted to have fun. It was a hobby, but when I moved here, I quit my job.
Oh wow.
And then I was like, what am I gonna do with my time? And like I could have applied at places, but something was just pulling me back.
Yeah, you could go to your typical 8 to 5 and be miserable, or you could try maybe do something you love.
Yeah, and that's what it was. I was like, something doesn't feel good about that. Like, I was just dragging my feet, and finally I just needed to do something. And so I came back to streaming. And Corey and I had a conversation, like, okay, what would it look like for me to do this as my career, right? And we set up our goals, hit that goal in February. I was like, oh crap.
Yeah, okay, this is actually happening. Yeah.
So I became full-time back in February, and that's when I was like, okay, how can I make partnership notice me? Like, how can I make myself different, right? Because at the time we had COVID, everyone was streaming.
Right. Yeah, there was there was an influx in March of streamers. Yeah, definitely.
Right. And that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. So it was around that time where I started to really look at my analytics, look at my community, look at my own branding. Like, to this day, I still don't have like an official logo.
I know. It was so funny. I asked you, I was like, hey, can you send me out some logos or some banners? Just like, I was like, you're partnered. Let me make you your logo.
You don't need it to be partner, okay? Okay? It's about me as an individual.
That's true.
And it's about the
it's
community.
Just your face. Exactly.
No, I am working on a logo, but like I want it to fit me. I don't want to go through a rebranding.
Right.
And so I am working with someone, and I'm giving them the freedom and creativity to put Nalu in the logo. You know, because before, when I first started the stream, if you notice, some of my older emotes are doggo emotes, and those emotes are of my dog, Miley. And
is that the one that you mentioned in your underneath your channel? Okay.
Yeah, she passed away last year. And I had a logo ready. It had her in it in a little bit. Like, I had a marble skin that I was ready to submit and had her in it. But when I came back to streaming this year after a 10-month break, because she passed away, I needed to step away. And no one knew who she was. So
it's kind of hard to brand that.
Exactly. You can't brand. You know. So I mean, I have one that looks kind of like her,
right?
But it just didn't feel right.
I got you. Yeah, definitely.
I had to take a step back and really look at what I want people to see when they see my marble. I don't really want to use like an emote. It needs to be something that when people see it, they're like, that's cool. Who is that? You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, definitely.
It's weird.
Yeah,
I'm competitive.
No, definitely. What now we usually do towards the end of our podcast.
So much? Why are you laughing? I think it's great. It should speak. It should say who you are, and you know, and I think it's cool that you're taking time to do it and just not throwing something out there and trying to market it and let's see if we can make money on it and blah blah blah. You really care about it, and you want it to speak as to who you are when they look at it. I think that's fantastic.
Right.
Now, as you got behind you, I love how you do your sub wall. That's very unique because I really haven't seen another streamer do something to that nature, and maybe I just haven't seen it or it's out there. But I think that's fantastic what you do with that. I think it's very unique to your stream. What would you say just to people coming out there, streamers that are starting, or what would you give some advice to someone that is starting up streaming and trying to get into the business?
My first tip is don't grind. Grind is a unicorn.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
It will affect your mental health, your personal relationships. Don't do it.
Yeah.
There is no such thing as grinding as a streamer. You can grind as a gamer. You can grind the game and level up much faster and longer. But in terms of streaming, it just doesn't get you to where you need to be. Whenever anyone asks me what they should do as a brand new streamer is always and first, even before you get a webcam, get a good mic.
Yes.
Because
don't sound like you're in a toaster or a frit, you know. Yeah.
Because people on mobile can't see you anyway.
Yes.
And chances are, if you're playing marbles, they have you at 160.
Yeah. No shit. Right. Yeah. Exactly.
So they need to be able to hear you. You know. So if you are new or you're contemplating streaming of any kind, make sure that your heart is in the right place. If your heart is in partnership, this is not going to be for you because there's a very small percentage
you're going to be
people
greatly disappointed.
Who actually, I was kind of so much anxiety came in submitting that.
Oh, I can imagine.
Every single day was like death.
Pins and needles. You're just waiting, you know?
Because like there is really no communication. There's not like
it's just a submitted email, right? And then you're just waiting for a response, basically.
Yeah. So like for 5 months, I've been on pins and needles.
Oh wow! It took 5 months from the time you submitted to get the partnership.
Something happened. I submitted my application around the COVID lockdown.
Okay.
And it just went somewhere.
Yeah. Who knows? Yeah. Who knows?
It disappeared.
Right.
And I was waiting. It was like month number 3 or 4. I had a meeting with my mods. I chatted with a mod that mods for another partner, and I asked for his advice. I was like, hey, what should I do? Because you're not allowed to resubmit.
I was going to ask you, can you resubmit, or is it just a waiting game?
At the time, I couldn't.
Okay.
And there is no way to contact partnership team, which is... It makes sense why that is, but
right, they probably fluctuated with calls, I'm sure, as they did.
Yeah,
but
so I submitted a Twitch support ticket. That is not the answer. They're like, if you have any questions about partnership, check our FAQ.
Oh yeah, the FAQ page. You gotta love that.
No.
Yeah.
I submitted already. That's not my question. So eventually, I was able to reapply.
Yeah.
The button magically came back up, and I was like, let's give it a go.
Mm-hmm.
So with the advice of that one moderator, I reapplied, and I got a response within a few weeks.
That's fantastic. I'm seriously so proud of you. You deserve it more than you know.
Thank you.
I really do.
You worked hard.
You do. Before we at the end of these things, we usually have about 8 or 9 questions. They're kind of a silly questions, just kind of get to know who you are. They're rapid fire, so get ready for this, and I'll let you get to your Chick-fil-A. So I know it's sitting over there. So
I'm not being told to eat it just yet, so we're good.
All right. So again, guys, make sure you go follow Nalutech right now. We're gonna answer some silly questions. It's called rapid fire. We do this with all of our guests here. All right, first one up, Nalu. Who is your favorite superhero?
Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman.
That's a lie. Superman.
I love it. She had to admit it. Came out of her mouth. She's like, no, it's not true. It's not true.
True.
It is. I'm all about Clark Kent.
Love it. You all about Clark Kent? Okay, I like it. I like it. I think it's the glasses. I think
it.
she relates to the glasses part of it. But
Who knows?
Nalu, if you
ego is a human. It's crazy.
If you had your last meal, Nalu, it's your last meal you're gonna have, what is it? What is it? Now, we've had some weird answers. Blackish, we had him on, and he had said SpaghettiOs with meatballs. So I don't know. You better beat that one.
Nope. Mine is a medium rare steak.
Ooh, got it. New York ribeye? What are you going with?
What kind?
I like ribeyes.
Ribeyes? Ah, there we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, it has to be medium rare, otherwise you're ruining it.
Exactly. You may as well.
You're with my wife. You're with my wife. She
Ruining
says if
steak.
it's mooing and bleeding, give it to me. So.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, you said at the gym, I know I think you were talking about at the gym earlier how you listen to podcasts, right? Some murder podcasts, right? Some
true crime podcasts.
Now, okay, I got a question here for all women, and including yourself and my wife. What is it that all women, okay, I'll just say all women, majority of women like podcasts and shows have to do with law, murder, order, all that stuff. What is it? What's the fascination with it? Are you trying to kill us?
I don't think it's a gender thing, number one. But for me, it's I like true crime no matter what it is.
Yeah.
I really enjoy it. Like one of my favorite shows is Bones with David Boreanaz and Amelie Deschanel.
Oh, okay.
Nalu, do you watch Forensic Files? Because I can watch that shit all day.
I like all that stuff. I haven't seen that.
All women like
one.
that. I go to bed and my wife's watching about how women are getting away with murder shows. And I'm like, what am I supposed to think going to bed? Does this give you good dreams when you go to sleep? Is this something you like to dream about?
No.
Like, I don't understand it.
I was struggling with sleep, and I would I would listen to Morbid podcast. That is the one that I listen to.
Morbid podcast.
I know. It's a true crime. It's so good. The ladies on there are so great. They're like me, but swear more. No, that's not true. I swear a lot. I just try not to. But the content is great.
Yeah.
And I couldn't sleep because I was like, I'm going to get murdered today.
Exactly. I feel like my wife is slowly poisoning me for some reason. I don't know, but
the thing is that for women, for me in particular, I shouldn't even generalize women.
Right.
I spent the majority of my life thinking of scenarios of what could go wrong.
Jesus.
Right? Like that. My dad is like, lock your freaking doors.
I heard you. She even said, she's like, if I come to a stop, I'm not unlocking my doors because someone could grab me up. She's talking about, if you see a flyer on your window, don't you take the flyer off. Don't do it, right?
It's a trap. But you know what happened, sir? Do you know what happened to me at a red light in Chicago?
I heard. I don't know if I caught it.
Someone tried to get in my car.
That's insane.
I went through the red light. I was like, I will take getting hit by a car than you trying to murder.
No shit.
Steal.
Yes.
Exactly.
That's crazy.
No,
okay. Okay, I got it. So with that being said then, what is your guilty pleasure song or TV show that, you know, maybe your viewers don't know you watch out there or listen to when you get in the song, you know, get in the car and you're rocking out to, you know, Bye Bye Bye, or, you know, the Hanson Brothers, or you're over there watching, you know, the Kardashians is secretly one of your favorite shows?
I suck at music. I love music. I love it. I love dancing, but I suck at naming things.
If you hear it, then you like it, right? But I don't know who's singing it or the band. I just like the song.
I'm a 90s baby, so the rap from the 90s, the R&B, like I know all those songs.
Right.
I maybe can tell you some of the artists, but I suck so bad. Like, often what happens is, hey Corey, what's the song that I like? It goes like this.
That's great.
It's not that I don't have a love for music. It's just that there's not enough room in my head.
I got you.
For that information. Like, it just doesn't stay.
I got you. So what's the one show you're watching right now? What's the one show you're watching right now besides a crime show? What is there a show you're binging right now?
Parks and Rec.
Parks and Rec? Okay, that's a good one.
You need to watch it because they're removing it October 1st.
Are they really? Oh, I'm going to have to go. Okay, that's a good show.
Which
I like that.
Which is why we're watching it.
All right. Couple more for you. What's your biggest pet peeve, Nala? What's your biggest pet peeve? What bothers you the most? Someone getting in front of you on the highway? What pisses you off the most?
I have road rage.
Do you?
No. Biggest pet peeve. Yes, I have road rage. I used to have a bat in my car to protect myself. And then I had to get rid of the bat to protect others because I would be so upset. That in my youth, I would, this happened. So, okay, so I was married at the time. I was driving and this guy just like cut in front of me and I lost my ish. He stopped because he's like, oh crap, I almost killed her.
Yeah.
I stopped behind him, got out of my car, went to his car, and yelled at him. I could have died.
You're crazy.
And my husband at the time was sitting there. He's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I was like, you almost killed us. What do you mean? What's wrong with me? What's wrong with you?
Angie Nalu.
You know, like in the anime, I had like the
coming out of you.
Yeah.
That's you right there.
That was me. So I had to get rid of the bat because, you know, like I was so angry.
Yeah.
There's no reason to get that angry over that. Like I could have lost my life. I removed that.
Nalu Karen in chat. That's fantastic.
No. I've worked retail. I'm not that person.
That's fantastic.
I'm not that person.
All right, these two next questions are very important because they're big debates. Knocker, you know this. Big debates on our channel.
Okay.
All right, first one is here. Does pineapple belong on pizza?
No.
I love her. Okay, thank you. No pineapple on pizza. Thank you very much. Lastly,
pineapple separate.
Yes.
Pizza is separate.
Thank you. Thank you, Nalu. All right.
Ruined pizza. Can't be trusted.
Seriously, I can't trust people that eat pineapple on pizza. You can't trust them. You can't trust them at all. I can't trust these people too. Do you put sour cream on things?
No.
Yes!
Wow.
It's 2 for 2. You will definitely be back on the podcast. Oh, that's fantastic. That's fantastic.
But to be fair, I didn't grow up with sour cream.
Okay.
So it wasn't a staple. So I'm just like, ooh, no thanks.
That's fantastic. Well, I want to thank you so much for coming to hang out with us, bringing the raid earlier, and your awesome community is just... I've been nothing but smiles and happiness for it and everything you've accomplished for me and my dad. And it's been great to be part of the marbles community with you. And I appreciate all your support and love that you give us. And we'll have you on the podcast again real soon in the near future. Good. So I want to thank you. Thank you for your for bringing your food and letting us chill out for a little while. And have a great rest of the night, Nalu. You guys, please go find Nalu on Twitter, on Instagram, on her channel. Give her one more shout out in chat. Oh, you don't have Instagram? Okay, just Twitter.
I do, but not for this.
Okay, just Twitter. Just.
I need to get better. I'll have YouTube.
No worries. Go follow her. Just go follow her Twitch channel. Thank you, Nalu, for my pops, and to you. I really appreciate everything you do.
Thank you guys.
Have a great rest of the night. If you guys missed this show, the podcast will be up tomorrow on iTunes and iHeartRadio. Just search Sportscast, and it'll be up there for you to listen to. Nalu, have a great rest of the night. Knocker, we'll be back in about 5 minutes, guys, with our NFL picks. So stick around. We got one more podcast to go. Thank you, Nalu. We'll talk to you real soon. Have a great one. Bye-bye, guys. Bye. Bye. Thank you, Nalu. Thank you, Lunatics, for coming to hang out. We appreciate it, guys. We'll be back in about 5 minutes. Thank you, Nalu. Have a great rest of the night. All right, Pops, we'll be back. Me and Pops will be back here, guys, in just a little bit, Pops. We'll be back in about 5 minutes. We're going to grab some drinks, refresh. We've got our NFL picks week 2 coming up. Don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be right back after this.